are live. If you're in here and you see this live, please send a heart, write a comment or something. Just seeing and waiting for people to come on board before I start jumping into answering questions. I've already got a few from pre-live questions, so I will answer them first, but then, questions will come up along the way and I invite you to ask questions. But as you're coming in, please say hi, put a comment so I can see it here and I can see that my comments are working and that we're on top of everything, ready to go. So we've got 7 people in here. Please make a comment so I can see that you're here. Hey, Anna. Awesome to have you here. Hey, Trudy. Great. So comments are starting to come through. So just say hi if you're here. Thanks, Anna. Thanks, Trudy. Hey, Denise. So I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes as we all say hi and get in. Can I get this on my phone? That's fine. Akura, can you hear me all good though? Can you see me all good? Can everyone just let me know that you can hear me fine, that the sound's fine, that everything is fine, and that'll be great. And then I'll give it a couple of minutes and then kind of jump into the questions. And I want to jump into obviously questions from people that provided questions. So thank you for doing that. And then also from any questions that are here tonight. Hey, Margarita. Hey, Diane. Hey, Karen. Awesome to have you here. So I know a few of you have already asked questions, which I will be answering shortly. And then any of you that haven't asked questions and have got questions, please drop them in the comments. I will get to them throughout the night. I plan to be here for an hour. So I'll be here to 8:30, maybe even a little bit longer or shorter, depending on how we're going with questions and all that. Tonight I really want to focus on 2 things. One thing, I'm always here to support you with, your health journey and your personal growth. So if you've got any questions about that, I'll be answering those. But also want to have a focus on trusting your intuition tonight as well. I know a lot of people have been asking questions about trusting your intuition and different aspects of intuition and how, my intuition is so heightened and accurate and why I'm able to access so many different aspects of my intuition. So I will be diving into that. And if you've got any other questions, please share them. Right, I'm just going to pull up the questions that were brought up earlier in the group. And also, Diane had a question for me through email. Thank you, Diane, which I will answer throughout. First, but I'm going to go from questions first in the Facebook group. I'll go through those, and then we'll jump on to other questions and Diane's questions. So, first one was Ina. Her question was, can your intuition take a break from you? Ever since I can remember, I got messages in my head and gut feelings about people, situations, things, etc. About a year ago, all messages stopped. No gut feelings, nothing. They've slowly come back, but it feels different. Is this possible, or is it all in my head? Thank you, and see you tomorrow. Well, see you now. So the main question is, can your intuition take a break from you? So the way I look at it is, it's not about your intuition taking a break from you, it's you taking a break from your intuition. And what I mean by this is that we can become too caught up in let's say the everyday life and too caught up in the mind aspects of life. And when our mind gets in the way, that's when our intuition can diminish or feel like it's gone. Our intuition is never gone. Our intuition is always there. Yeah. But what happens is we become out of tune. So intuition is to be in tune, right? And when we become out of tune, we then feel as though we've lost our intuition or our abilities or gifts that we had. But the reality is we never lose it. All that happens is we get too caught up in life. Our mind gets in the way. too much is happening and we don't actually give ourselves enough space and time to get in tune or get back in tune so we can access those gut feelings, that intuition, and knowing those situations for other people and things like that. So generally when that happens, like, and I've experienced it, I've had this myself as well, so I completely know where you are and where you're at. And what happens for me and what I've learned over the years is that I've got to give myself time and space just to reconnect with myself. Yeah, because the time or times, previously where I've had those feelings where I've lost my intuition, what it was is because I was too caught up and too busy doing all the tasks of life and wasn't giving myself enough time to be in nature, to do meditation, to do the things I needed to do for me, and also I wasn't, let's say, eating the right foods for me and my body. So, I was eating foods also that were blocking me up from my intuition, which was, disconnecting me, getting me connected in my mind more. So about intuition, there is times, where it can feel blocked, but please know from my personal experiences is that the reason we feel blocked is just because we're not giving ourselves enough time. We're not doing the things we need to do for us, and therefore we're becoming out of tune with ourselves, which means that we're not in tune, which means that we're not connected to our intuition. Yeah, great question though. Thank you for that question, Ina. And I reckon when I go on to Akura's question, which I'm actually going to go on to that now, it'll connect into this as well, and it'll give some more insights into that for you, and for everyone else. So Akura asked, how do you test your intuition to know it is correct? And he also asked, how do you trust your intuition? So to answer the first one, how do you test your intuition to know it is correct? Well, I'm going to say if you trust your intuition, you don't have to test it. Yeah. So I'm going to focus on how you trust your intuition. Yeah. But I will at the end, I will give you a little trick that I use and provide to students as well that they can use to assure that their intuition is on track and where it needs to be. So trusting your intuition. So for me, trusting your intuition is a 3-step process. It's I feel like some people feel like it just happens overnight. However, it doesn't just happen overnight. There's always a process to it happening. So all things in life, there's always a process to it happening. So for me, what I say the process is, and what I've experienced and personally experienced, and this 3-step process, is continually happening for me. It's not something that I've done once and then I'm just there. I'm continually doing this, and I've got to continually do this to ensure that I'm fully connected to my intuition and I'm enhancing and growing my intuition. And what these 3 things are, so what the first thing is what I call preparation. Yeah. So to get into an intuitive state and to trust your intuition, first you've got to do the preparation work. And what I mean by the preparation work is things like you've got to clear yourself of traumas, right? Yes, you can have had traumas and still be intuitive, but you really want to be clearing your traumas, because intuition, as I said earlier, is about being in tune. It's about being in tune with yourself, and it's about being in tune with other dimensions, other beings, other spirits, right? So imagine, you've got a radio station, yeah? You've got to tune the radio station in, yeah, which is like you becoming in tune. But then what happens is you become in tune, and then you connect to the personalities or the performers on the radio station, right? Which is like when we tune in or connect with the personalities and the performers on other dimensions and other beings and other, spirits or whatever it may be, right? So it's a similar type of thing. But to be in tune, you've first got to open up your channels within your body to be able to tune in to the channels of the other dimensions to open up your intuition. And the way we do that is by going through the healing journey, clearing traumas out of our body. Yeah, we do that with, traumatic release work. We do that with past life regression work. We do that with inner child work. You know, there's many different ways that we do that. And then also we've got to clear our channels, not just energetically, but physically as well. And we do that through the foods that we put in our body, the liquids that we put in our body. And also, you know, we've got to look at the environment, the people that we're around, the environment that we're living in. Is it a toxic environment, not just for personnel, but also for pollution as well? So the first thing of trusting your intuition is preparation to be able to trust your intuition. Yeah, because when you prepare your body, your being for it, then it enables you to be able to trust it so much quicker, so much easier, and it's, you know, it'll always be there for you. And as I said, this preparation is always going to happen. I'm continually still doing it now. Yeah, and I know if I, going back to what Ina was saying before, if I don't continually do the preparation, if I don't continually, you know, clear my body through food, through the things that I do, like in a child work, if something comes up, you know, I've got to deal with it. And I still go through this. For instance, I had a scenario come up only last week, you know, where I had hurt come up, connected to, you know, a woman that I was with. And this is a woman that I'm close to. She's not my intimate partner, but she's someone that I'm close to. And I've got a great connection with. And from that, in the scenario, the hurt come up. And what it ended up being for me is, you know, it was hurt connected to, that I picked up from my grandmother back when I was a child. Yeah. So I'm constantly clearing and cleaning my body physically and energetically. And it's not like I'm consciously going, oh, what's the next thing I want to clear? I just move through life, through the guidance that I receive. And when things come up, I just take the time to stop and pause and deal with them. Yeah. So the first step of trusting intuition is preparing. The second step to trusting your intuition is what I call permission. Yeah. Because the thing is, we have to give ourselves permission to trust in our intuition. We simply have to, hey Suzanne, hey Michelle, we simply have to say to ourselves, I give myself permission to trust in my intuition. And we've got to play that over and over to ourselves. And then not only do we have to give ourselves permission to trust in our intuition, we've got to give the other side, you know, those beings on the other dimensions permission to want to come and connect with us. Yeah. So we've got to give permission to ourselves to trust our intuition, and we've got to give permission to the other spirits and beings on the other dimensions permission to come in and connect with us as well. Yeah. Now, the interesting thing about this, what I call the second step of the process, the permission process, and it's a very simple process. However, it's not always easy to do. It's something that we've got to, you know, train ourselves to constantly go, I give myself permission to trust in my intuition. I give other beings, other spirits permission to connect with me. Yeah, you got to fully, yes, and you got to own it and just give yourself permission, give the other beings in that permission as well. But the interesting thing about this step, and what I've seen with many different, let's say, healers, psychics, and those and intuitive people out there, is this permission stage can also be a projection stage. And what I mean by that, it's where people actually say that they're intuitive, but what they're actually doing, and they do have aspects of being intuitive, but what they're mainly tuning into is their own traumas. And they're just fortunate enough that the people that they have in front of them in some scenarios are a match energetically and have similar or same types of traumas. Yeah, so, and the reason the projection happens is because they haven't gone through the preparation stage. Yeah, and I can put my hand up and say, you know, I've been one many years ago that projected, and I had to actually, actually stop myself from treating at that time, and made a commitment to myself that I wasn't going to treat anyone else until I actually dealt with all my traumas. And have I dealt with them all? No, but I dealt with, you know, the major ones. And I remember I was treating a lady, and I was seeing, you know, sexual abuse coming up in her, and I was, you know, guiding her through that. I was moving energy out of her around that and the shame and things like that. And but what I could feel is, as I was talking to her about, you know, it's like there was a male close to you that had sexually abused you and all this stuff. Her energy wasn't feeling really connected to it. And what ended up happening is I ended up seeing an image of my father coming in while I was treating the lady. I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, piss off. And then within an instant, I got the message. It's like, he's here because you haven't fully dealt with the sexual abuse from him. And I was like, oh, shit. So I had to back that out of the lady I was treating, and then, treat her for her stuff. And she did have, sexual issues there, but what I was divulging to her was projection of my own stuff. And I remember from that moment, I said to her at the end, I said, this is what's happened. I apologise. I've backed it out. I've still done the work on you, but don't pay me. I apologise. And I remember, she had a lot of respect for me because of that. And I literally did not treat anyone for, I reckon it was 9, maybe nearly 12 months after that, and just fully went and committed to myself and went full on myself. So, we've really got to be doing the preparation and constantly looking after ourselves and dealing with our own stuff. So then when we go into that permission stage, it is a permission stage. It's not a projection stage. And then that leads me into the third, step process of trusting your intuition. And for me, the third step is practice. You've got to do it, right? You've got to train that aspect of yourself. You've got to practice. It's like anything in life. You got to work that muscle. Yeah. Any aspect in life, you got to work that muscle. So you got to practice. And it could be practicing with friends. It could be practicing with family, whoever it is. And practicing can be as simple as doing it subtly. You could be in conversations with your friends, and you could be like, oh yeah, like I had this dream the other night, and this is what it looked like and felt like connected to you, and just practice and see what feedback you get from them, see what reaction you get from them. But the key is practice. So the three things, the process of trusting your intuition. Number one is I just had a massive mind blank. Number one is preparation. So you've always got to be preparing, like cleaning your body, your energy centers. Then the second one is permission. You've got to be giving yourself permission to trust in your intuition and giving other beings permission to connect with you. And then you've got to practice. And those three things you've got to continually do. I'm always doing those three things. I'm always constantly cycling through those three things. Yeah. So they're the three things to trust in your intuition. And I'll share a quick story with you. And people, those who are doing the Medical Intuition online course will hear this story in upcoming modules and hear some of this stuff, because I'm going to be sharing with more details on how to access more of your intuition and trust in it more. But for me, when I was trusting my intuition, I went through a stage, and this was when just after I'd stopped treating people, and I was going through this healing process. And what the stage was is I'd wake up every morning and I'd follow my guidance. Whatever spirit guided me to do, no matter how ridiculous it sounded, I'd follow it. And one day I got guided to go for a bushwalk in this place where I'd never been before. And I was like, okay, that's the guidance in the morning. And then I was like, okay, but then things kept happening throughout the day, and I wasn't getting to go into this walk, and I didn't end up getting to go into the walk until later in the afternoon, right? So it would get dark about 6 o'clock. It was that time of the year, and I went out for a walk, and it would have been just before 5 o'clock I got to this place. And so I set off and I walked, and I just followed my intuition and just guidance and went wherever I was meant to be taken. And I followed that the whole way, and I ended up walking through this bush, and I got to a main road. I'm like, what's happening here? Where am I? And it was about 20. It was between 22, 5:45. And I remember thinking, I can't go any further because I've got to get back, because they locked gates. They locked my car in there because it was like a national park thing which they locked down and shut down. And I was walking back, and I thought to myself, I should go the same way I came. And the goddess was like, no, we're going this way. I'm like, okay. So I went back a different way. And I remember it was getting quite close. It was starting to get dark, and it was getting close to 6 o'clock. It was about, I reckon it was 10 to 6, maybe even 5 to 6. And I was starting to panic. I'm like, my car's going to get locked in here. And the place was like, an hour from where I was living. I'm like, my car's going to get locked in here. I'm going to get stuck in here in the dark. I don't know where I am, what I'm doing. And I started panicking and I started running, right? And this was obviously my mind kicking in, yeah? So I'm running and I'm like, where do I go, where do I go? And as I'm running, I kept hearing this voice going, settle down, calm down, it's okay. Just listen to your guidance, listen to spirit, listen to spirit. And so then for a little bit, I'd slow down and I'd start listening. And then all of a sudden, there's my mind would kick in again and go, like, it's almost 6 o'clock. It's getting dark. I need to get in my car. I need to get out of here. And I remember doing that, and I was actually running around this cliff. And I'm like, how do I get on this cliff? And literally, the cliff was like a 1.5 people could walk along this cliff, and it was a steep drop. And I'm running around this thing, shitting myself, like, I don't know where I am. I'm stuck in the middle of the bush. Like, what if my car gets locked in as well? And it was all in my mind, just going and going and going. And I remember running, and my inner spirit, my intuition, going, just relax. You're going to get to your car. You're going to get there. It'll be fine. Just trust in us and just listen. So I'm like, okay. It took me, a couple of minutes before I stopped running and stopped panicking and slowed down to a jog and then to a walk. And then I remember I walked through this corner, and then there was like these, the track kept going, but there was these set of stairs going down. And my intuition was like, go down the stairs. I was like, okay. And there was this massive set of stairs. Like, you couldn't see what was at the bottom until you started going down. And got to the bottom of the stairs. And anyway, the bottom of the stairs took me, like it was a staircase that was literally 5 meters away from my car. And it was like 2 minutes to 6. So like I got there just in time. And I remember from that, it was like a massive learning because I had that intuition and mind battle going on. Like I was running, I was panicking, I was freaking out. Yeah. But it was a great lesson for me about trusting your intuition and knowing that it's always got your back, that you're always safe. And if you allow yourself to be in tune with it, you may not know what's around the corner or know where you're going, but it will get you there, and it will get you there with ease, and you'll be safe the whole way along the way. Yeah. So I just want to share that story with you, because trusting your intuition, that was for me, that was practicing, right? I just went, all right, I'm going to go here, follow it. And it supported me to be able to really notice the difference between my mind and my intuition. Yeah. That and along with a lot of other things, but that was a real critical point for me. So I just wanted to share that with you. So great question though, Akura. That's, a lot of people do have that question. And, there is people out there that, and I was one of them, that would be like, well, it just happens. Like, you don't have to do anything, it just happens. But the reality is, as I've reflected and as I look at my times of when I'm like at my highest in tune, to when I've had those times like Ina was saying about where you feel blocked, it was because I wasn't following those 3 steps. I wasn't, looking after my body and my energy systems. I wasn't cleaning them. I wasn't doing that. And because I wasn't giving myself permission to trust, and I wasn't giving the other side permission, and I wasn't practicing enough. Yeah. And practicing doesn't always have to be on other people. Practicing can be just doing that, like allowing yourself just to wake up each in the morning, go, okay, I'm just doing whatever my spirit and intuition says today, and do that. Yeah. Great question though, Akura. Thank you, brother. So that leads me now to actually first, before I go on the next question, I'm just going to see what a few people have seen here. So I've read your message, Michelle. I'll get to that later. Thank you, Suzanne, for your lovely comments. Emma Owner, I agree. Suzanne, do car readings of Ken with Spiritual 2020. I'm a psychic medium. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Keep sharing that gift of your mediumship, Suzanne. How do you know when you've dealt with your stuff enough to help other people? Just an intuitive thing. Dana, great. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. So this is a good point, and you've actually just reminded me because I did say at the start I was going to share with you how you can know that your intuition is correct. But you know, a better way to put it is, you know, how do you know you've dealt with enough of your stuff to help other people? It is an intuitive thing, yes, one. But what you can also do is a simple thing. So our mind will only trick us 3 times; it won't trick us 4, right? And you can even do this now. I even invite you to do this now, right? I want you to ask yourself the question, am I ready to treat people? And what you're going to do, you're going to ask this question 4 times. And if a question might be yes, 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 no, if the 4th one's a no, that's your truth. Yeah. Or if it's no, 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 yes, or no, yes, no, yes, yeah, the 4th answer is always the truth. Because the mind only trick you 3 times, and then the 4th one will be the truth, right? So the simple way to know if you dealt with your stuff enough to help people is to ask yourself that question 4 times. Have I dealt with myself enough to help people? I invite you to do it now, Dana, and then I want you to give me your answer in the comments, please. Yeah, I just did it then. Akura, you got it. You're onto it. All right, beautiful. Thank you, everyone, on that one. Now I'm going to go to the next question. Please keep the comments going. I will try and get back to when we get through them, and I will, you know, try and go through the comments as they're coming related to the topic that we're talking about. So next one was Trish. I'm curious about the yin and yang of energy between people and how it may or may not relate to our intuition. I sense that I have too much yang and need to balance my energy. All right, let me just connect into this one for a minute because I'm not fully connecting with those words, but I'll go into it, Trish, and I'll get something out of it. Yeah. So what I've got with this is so if we look at yin and yang, I want to look at it as a masculine and feminine. So I'm going to say that the yang's the masculine, the yin's the feminine, and we do need you know, the connection of both of these and the balance of these, because if we're too much in the masculine, the yang, it's going to show that we're too much in the mind, right? So it's going to come from a lot of mind play. It's going to come from what I want to say is more of a projection play. Yeah, it's going to come from more of your own stuff, right? Where when you're more in the yin and more in the feminine, it's going to come from truly being in tune with yourself, right? It's going to have that softness, that connection, like the feminine does, and allow that to come out as a full, clear channel and clear, clean message without any distortion created from the mind or uh, your own distortions going on within you that have not yet been dealt with, but are coming up for you to look at and deal with. That's when I connect into that question and that message. That's the main thing that comes there for me. Please feel free to ask any further questions on that, Trish, but that's the simple basis for me. When we look at, I'm just having a look at the question again now. In regards to people, yeah, I've got nothing on that. The main message is what I just shared with you then about the masculine and feminine. I said to laugh. Emma just wrote, fuck no. What was that? Was that a fuck no on the asking if you're ready to help people, Emma? Yeah, so Dana, on that, you got a yes. Trust that yes. That's the truth, right? So don't let your mind get in the way. Don't let your mind get in the way. Yeah, don't let you keep yourself small, right? If your truth is giving you a yes, yeah, then no, it's time to step up and step out. Yeah, let's not be, let's not have you getting in your own way, which basically is your mind not allowing you to move forward on that. Yeah, that four things is always the truth. Always trust it. Always go with it. Yeah, and the interesting thing is, I was listening to Bashar, who's an alien channel, only last week, right? And he put it a good way that, you know, we always trust, it's just what we trust in. Because, for instance, we may not trust our intuition, but we trust that we don't trust our intuition. So we're always trusting, it's just a matter of what we're trusting, right? Or we may not feel confident, but we trust that we don't feel confident, right? Because we're always trusting in something. Yeah, it's just a matter of what we choose to trust in. Yeah, and he shared that, and I felt that was beautiful and really great to listen to. Beautiful, Anna. You got a yes as well. Um, and yeah, and working through the medical intuition online course, you would have been doing a lot of clearing through that and getting a lot of awareness and clarity. So things would have been opening up, ready for you to know that you can help people, including yourself. Emma, so on that then, Emma, so I invite you then to ask yourself another question. Instead of making about are you ready to help people, are you ready to help yourself? Yeah. Always look at the external and internal. Next question, Denise. In the past, I've seen physically, also seen with my spiritual eyes, heard physically and spiritually, felt physical attacks from those I cannot see, sensed presences, smelt. I have felt symptoms of those I can't see, seen auras and received images of what is wrong with someone. I received video images in my mind of events in other lives that are confirmed, and this week I received a vision and also a taste. But I've lost the ability to do most of this. And recently, in the last few years, only on very occasions, and now I don't trust this. I'm blocked for some reason. I feel this is a gift and a desire to use to help many others, but what is stopping me? Yeah, I feel like this has already been answered, this question, Denise. So back to Ina's one in terms of, we can have times of blocked, and it's because we get too caught up in life and everyone else's stuff and not giving enough to ourselves and doing the things that we need to do on an energetic basis, on a fun basis, on a food basis, right? So take the time to get back to yourself, and then that gift will open back up, because we don't lose the gift. We never lose the gift. What happens? Yeah, it does get shut down. And the reality is every single person comes to this planet with the gift, right? And what happens is trauma shuts it down. Yeah. So there's a process to become gifted, right? It's not that I'm different than anyone. I just follow the process. And I'm the most consistent at following the process. Hence why my intuition is always heightened and always up, because I just keep following the process. I just keep following the process. I do not step outside the lines of following the process. I'm so committed to the process. It is insane. And some people think that I am insane because I'm just so committed to the process, which is assuring that I do the things I need to do for me. Uh, but thank you for the question, Denise. Yeah. I'm just going to answer any more questions that are here. Diana, I'm going to come to yours. Yours is health related. So what I want to do is I want to go through any more intuition based questions now, and then I'll move into the health related stuff. So if you've got any more questions around intuition or any comments on anything I've been sharing, please drop it in the comment box now, and we'll go into that, and then I will move into health stuff. And then, I'm going to go with Deanne's first, and then anyone else that's got health stuff coming up, please drop it in the comments. And if you had previously done one and I may have missed it, drop it again once we get to that time. Just quickly flicking through everyone's comments now. Dana, I would just say, connecting to your intuition. What's creating the fear? Yeah, that's on an energetic level. And then once you connect in what's creating the fear, then be like, okay, so what do I need to do to remove the fear? As simple as that. And then once you remove the fear, then or follow that guidance, then just keep trusting and going through the guidance. Yeah, we've all got the capability to be honest with ourselves, and that's the main thing. We're going to be honest with ourselves and just ask the question: what's the fear? What do I need to do to release the fear? And just even and what I do at times, because we can think about it, right, or we can get in that space and be like, oh, okay, what's this fear? What do I do to release the fear? And we can still get in our own ways. So when I do that, I get the pen and paper out and I just allow myself to write whatever comes. Yeah. Don't allow anything to get in the way. I just write whatever comes, even if it feels, looks, or reads stupid. Yeah. I just write it. And generally I go back to it after I've written it and I go, oh, wow, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So do that. And the other thing that creates fear as well is when we've got excess nuclear energy in our body, right? So that creates fear in us constantly because the excess nuclear energy is pulling all the energy out of our body. It's all nuclear. It's all very space-based, right? And what we need to do is physically bring that back into balance as well and look at what's creating that imbalance. But a very simple and easy thing to do is look at eating foods that are sweet, sour, and salty in taste because they've got mechanical and chemical energy, which is what will balance out that nuclear energy. More so, the mechanical energy will really fill that space that the nuclear energy is creating. So then you can bring that fear out of you. That's physically, but then energetically, yeah, you need to look at what's creating that. Uh, Beautiful, Ivy. What I feel for you is that just continue through the medical intuition online course, which you're doing at the moment and doing wonderful with and providing great feedback. If you keep progressing through that, by the time we get to the end of it, I guarantee you'll be in a place of a yes. Yeah, because there's still growth processes that are there that you'll go through. There'll be more awareness and learnings and processes for you to go through. And then obviously there'll be some nutritional guidance or realizations for you through there as well. And if you follow those and follow the processes, it'll get you to a point where it's a yes. Yeah, because you're intuitive, Gian. So, Margarita, I'm just going to read your question now and go through that. I seem to have periods where I attract a lot of people in my yoga classes who have similar physical or emotional traumas. And I haven't fully processed mine, but I seem to help them through physical yoga practice or holding space for them. But it does exhaust me sometimes. So I remove myself from these classes. I don't know if it means I should go further and in what way. Uh, I'm not getting clarity on what you mean by that last bit, Margarita. I don't know if it means I should go further and in what way. But what I do know, right, in terms of these people that are showing up, they're just uh, they're just feedback, what I call feedback from the unified field, that's showing you these aspects of yourself and traumas of yourself that haven't yet been fully dealt with and released, and it's giving you the opportunity and awareness to deal with it and release it. Yeah. So if you hold space for others and they're able to do that, then I guarantee you can hold space for yourself and allow yourself to do that. So I'd just consider uh, observing what's been there and what's been showing up, and sitting with yourself in your own quiet space and dealing with that. Yeah. And if you need support, because sometimes we do need support. Like I put my hand up as well. At times I need support. I'm fortunate enough I've got a loving partner that's highly intuitive as well, so I can go to her, and I've got people around me that support as well. Um, but yeah, like I need to go to people as well at times, but I always look to work through it myself first, and then if I'm just hitting a wall, then I'll go elsewhere. So I invite you to do that with yourself, because it's clear that it's just feedback for stuff that you need to work through, and I'm comfortable and confident that you will be able to work through it. I feel you're a very gifted and talented lady, Margarita, and you don't give yourself the credit for that. And now is the time to own that and give yourself the credit and allow yourself to move beyond what's been showing up for yourself through reflection of other people. Alrighty, now so there's no more intuition questions coming through. I will jump on, and we've got 15 or so minutes, maybe half hour, depending on how we go with these ones. But I'm going to jump onto the health questions. So, Diane, I'm going to go to you. So what I'm going to ask now is I want to go to Diane's question. So we do have health questions. You may have already done it, but I probably haven't seen it. So please drop in the comments now your health questions, because that's what I'm going to start diving into right now. Diane, I'm really battling at the moment with my immune system. 1 week I'm on top of the world, running, meditating, literally feeling like I'm on drugs. I'm that happy and energized. Then the following week I'm sick as a dog, constantly catching anything and everything. This has been going on for far too long. Literally in tears, I feel so awful. Thank you for sharing, Diane. Give me a moment. I'm just going to tune into it. So the first thing that's coming to me, or it's all coming to me now, Diane, but the first thing I want to share with you is what I see with this. So there's obviously, I feel there's fatigue happening for yourself. I feel like there's short breathness, anxiety happening there as well. And I'm also going to say that you may even get headaches as well. And what I'm seeing with this is that you've actually got, what do I want to say, not inflamed, let's say larger than normal red blood cells. And what's happening, because they're larger than normal, is blocking your blood vessels. And what's happening is that then oxygen's not able to get through to your cells and to your body as it needs, which is why you're hitting those down points. Yeah. So you're hitting that fatigue state, you're hitting that state of just feeling like you can't do anything. And that's why you're constantly getting ill and sick and things like that. So why this is happening, two things is Three things actually now. Okay, so deficiencies in vitamin B9, vitamin B12, and deficiencies in folic acid. Yeah, and this is what is causing these your red blood cells to be larger than normal. Yeah, which is blocking up your blood vessels and meaning that the oxygen is not getting to your system. So in other words, it's an issue with the hemoglobin. Yeah, because hemoglobin transports the oxygen, so the hemoglobin is not able to get through to be able to get to the cells and the tissues and all aspects of your body. So what do we want to do with that? So we need to pump, we need to get B9, B12, and folic acid back up. Folic acid is Shilajit, Shilajit. Have one of those, actually have two of those with breakfast. Do that for at least 30 days. Then we've got B12. You can actually just get B12 in like a powder form. So you can get vitamin B12 in a powder form and just put it on your food. So when you eat veggies, like I use it every now and then, I'll put it on my veggies. Like I'll have veggie wraps, I'll use the B12 powder. So you can do that. But if you want to have it in another form, that's okay too, but just make sure you're getting that B12 and B9 as well. So just have a look at getting a liquid or a tablet form of vitamin B9 and just follow the guidance that's on the bottle as to how to take it. Yeah, but B9, B12, folic acid, Shilajit's of folic acid, B12, B9, get what you need for those powder, tablet or liquid form, whatever you feel most connected to. Yeah, and then that'll deal with it. You're going to have to be doing that, as I said, for a minimum of 30 days, all of those. Yeah, and one other thing I want to give you as well to help with the blood scenario is a juice. So the juice, and I'm going to get you to have one of these at least a day over those 30 days, and it's apple, beetroot, carrot, and ginger. Yeah. The reason I'm giving you this because what's causing these large blood cells is that you don't have enough digestive fire in the body, meaning that there's too much chemical energy in the body, which is causing these larger blood cells. So that juice is going to help get that digestive fire going for yourself. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah. So that's what it is. Follow that for 30 days. It's not anything major. It's just literally having that juice daily and taking those vitamins and that Shilajit, and you'll be fine. Shilajit you can get from www.ayurorganic.com.au. Ayur Organics, AYURORGANIC. Denise, recently injured right sacroiliac joint. Yeah. It just occurred. I wasn't being physical, but don't know emotional reason why I created this. Also have been getting a stiff neck with headache and nausea. Okay, give me a moment, Denise, and I'll just tune into this. So I'm just going to talk through this at the moment and share this with you, Denise. As I connect in, it's like I'm getting the nausea myself. It's my system is starting, like you can't see it physically, but as I connect into you, like, and I'm fully like connected into you, my system internally started going like this. Yeah. So it's like this over what I refer to as electrical energy. There's way too much electrical energy going through your body. It is stress related, so I'm just connected into it at the moment to see what's created that stress, and then see if I can give you some more guidance on that. first guidance I want to give you, this is to be able to support you to physically bring this down, and then I'm going to go deeper into potentially what's there and created it. Black sesame seed oil on your whole body. Please do it 3 times a week to settle your nervous system down, to settle the electrical energy down. And similar to what I mentioned earlier, sweet, sour, and salty tasting foods to bring in mechanical energy and chemical energy to balance that electrical energy out. So with that, Denise, there isn't a clear message in terms of a showing to me or telling to me or feeling exactly what happened, but all I'm getting clear as day, and it's not moving. It's not giving me anything else. It's like, and as I'm about to say this now, what the message is I'm getting is like, Denise, she needs to be willing to do the work. She can do the work herself. She doesn't need anything else. She just needs to know this because she can do the work. She just needs to go and do it. She knows what she needs to do. She just needs to go and do it. But the clear message was mother. Mother, 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 mother. That's all that's coming through. The emotional stuff is connected to your mother, which has created this stress, which has created this high nervousness, which has created the issue with the iliac joint, issue with stiff neck, issue with headache and nausea. Yeah. So that's clarity that's coming through for me, is that it's just about the mother, and you know what to do with it. So please take the time to go and do what you need to do. Next question, Michelle. When you get the information for others, where or how do you see / sense / know, please? That's a very big question, Michelle. And you know what? As much as I can try and comprehend this for you, the reality is you can't always comprehend this stuff, right? So like, where or how do you know? Well, I just know. Literally, I just have this total knowing come through my body and my being as to what it is. How do I see it? Well, I see it. So I see it in different ways. So, for instance, when I'm with a person, I see it like I can see into the body and I can see it. And what happens is like I look in the body, and then it's like I get like this. It's like I want to call it a telescope-looking thing that comes out of the body. It's like let's call it a light that goes out like this, and at the end of the light has a complete image of what's in the body, yeah, or it has a complete image of the trauma connected to that, yeah. When I'm away, like when I'm not face to face with people, like right now, when I'm connecting into people, uh, I see it as like images in front of me, like a movie screen just here. I can sense it in my body. So, for instance, I'm still trying to work through it at the moment. When I connected into Denise, I could literally feel which way are we on? Up the back of my neck here, all the way down into my shoulders and up the back of my neck. I could feel the stiffness of the neck. Yeah, so I can literally feel what's happening with her neck. And then what happens is when I get to the point of I can feel what's happening, I can actually then, because what it means is I'm fully connected with them. So I'm in line with their energy, right? So I can use my body as a vehicle to understand what's happening in there. So I can turn my sight inwards and look at my neck, look at what's happening inside me to understand what's happening in the other person. Uh, so to put it another way, what happens in those scenarios when I'm at a distance is I bring that person's spirit into my body, and then I can sense what's going on with them, what the scenario is, look into their spirit in my body and know what's happening. Please know though, when I do bring spirits into my body, I've fully got permission of that person's spirit, and I've always got protection that's sent to that person's body to assure that no other spirit can come into their body or their vehicle and take it on a joyride. Yeah. So big question, Michelle, and that's the best comprehensional way that I can give it to you. But you experience it, right? So just trust in what you know and what you're experiencing, because the way that it happens for me may not be the same way it happens for you. Yeah. Well, I can give you I feel like I've accessed and do have access to all the different the senses. I can feel it, I can see it, I can know it, I can hear it, I can taste it, I can smell it. Yeah, I've got all of those. However, the way that that happens for me may be different for someone else, and we've got to be okay with that, right? Because we are all different, we are all unique. Michael, I'm having a lot of issues at the moment with my mental health, a lot of anxiety, and I feel like even a bit of depression coming back too, which I haven't had in a while. Also, continuous weight gain, some random stabbing pains happening throughout my torso lately as well, and a lot of issues with hay fever, allergies, sinuses. Just want to know if that's all related or is there anything else going on? They're not all related, Dana. They've got different aspects happening with them. So, uh, what I'm feeling and seeing with this, the first one I want to come to is the pain in the torso. So, um, tell me if I'm right. Is this sort of between your ribs and your hips? Yeah. And what that shown me is that that's being created from, which is the anxiety, the excess electrical energy in the body. But also um, you've got weight gain happening as well, which is the mental health stuff. So the mental health stuff, the anxiety, uh, and the depression is all, even the weight gain is all connected. Yeah, it is all connected. The only thing that's not is more the hay fever and the allergies, but and is it connected? No, it's not connected. All right. But what I'm feeling with this and what's happening with this is all happening from. So to put it simply for you, right? The anxiety, the excess electrical energy, is sparking has sparked fire inside your body. And what's happened is that fire has gotten into your fat tissue and burned away at the fat tissue, right? Which is creating the depression because you actually need fat tissue, you need fat in the body, right? To protect the body. And that's created the depression. And then from that, what's happened, because the body's trying to naturally balance that out, the body's actually bringing in water, chemical energy, which is what's creating the weight gain for yourself. So this is going to be so counterintuitive to what you would know, what so many people put out there. But for you to deal, there's many things, but the major thing for you to deal with the weight gain, right, is to start having fats. Yeah, because what's happening is that the fat tissue in your body has actually been burned away, which is then causing the water retention, which is the weight gain. Yeah, so it's not actually, I want to say it's not weight gain, it's water retention. Yeah, so by bringing healthy fats into your body, I want to say like having a tablespoon of ghee with warm water every morning on an empty stomach as a healthy fat, doing that for at least 28 days, and have things like avocado, nuts and seeds in your daily nutrition plan will support you in bringing those natural fats back into the body, putting that fire out. So then once that's done, we can really go and deal with the root cause and concern, which is the anxiety, the mental illness, and the electrical energy stuff happening. Yeah, but that will still be eased by bringing those natural fats into your body. I'm not going to go into the other stuff, but that's the main thing, natural fats. Ghee in the morning on an empty stomach, avocado, seeds, nuts, start having them in your nutrition plan every day. And you'll start to see the water retention, weight gain ease. You'll start to see the depression ease. You'll start to see the mental health stuff ease. Yeah, guaranteed. Just from doing those simple things. That's how simple and easy it is for you right now. Yeah, you're absolutely amazing. Thank you, Diane. Diane, ingrown hairs. Yeah, ingrown hairs again is connected to what's happening with that, the fire burning away at the fat tissue in your body. Yeah, so fire is radiant energy. So as another thing as well, I'd suggest with radiant energy is reducing Wi-Fi and having Wi-Fi off at night, reducing your time on your phone. It's all radiant energy. Yeah. Don't use a microwave if you use a microwave. Radiant energy. Hey, Kathy, first timer. Hi, first timer here, going down the path of trialing a sleep apnea machine. Not sure if it's for me. So I feel like you're asking me the question if it's for you, and what the clear message is for that is that no, it's not for you, but it's for you right now. So what I mean by that, by having this apnea machine, and I feel like you may need it, I'm feeling for 3 months, is going to retrain your brain, retrain your body into producing oxygen at night. Yeah, but the great thing for you, which I would start focusing on, would be doing breath work daily. Yeah, look at pranayama breath work. There is many different aspects of pranayama breath work, but I'll be looking at the pranayama breath work, which is about expanding your stomach. Yeah. So basically, it's breathing in deep, allowing your stomach to expand as much as it can. Hold that for 5 seconds, and then slowly breathe it out for 5 seconds. Doing that for 3 to 5 minutes a day is really going to help you with your sleep apnea, because it's just having to retrain your body and your brain around breathing and around moving oxygen around the body. Michelle Langdon, can you switch it off as you socialize? Yes, I can tell which part of the brain activate at the moment. Thank you. Yes, it happens to me, but how to leave my energy? How to leave your energy? I'm not getting clarity on what you mean by that, Michelle. Please be open to share clarity with that. And yes, I can switch it off as I socialize. I actually had to train. Here's a story for everyone. I actually had to train myself to switch it off. And the reality was, what happened for me one day is I was walking through a shopping center, and I was walking through the shopping center. Every person I walked past, all I could see in them was this massive TV screen of their traumas. I was seeing babies, drowning. I was seeing sexual abuse. I was seeing physical abuse. I was seeing, group gang bang rapes, like the most out there. I was seeing past lives, like people getting hung, hung. I just had the image, and what the image was, like being hung, is that they were a witch. They'll be hung, burned at the stake. I was getting the images of so many different things. And I remember after that day, being at that shopping centre, I got home and I literally curled up in a ball on my corner of my couch, pretty much like rocking like this. And I was saying, I cannot do this. I cannot do this. And I was there for, I want to say, a good 40 minutes doing that, going, I cannot do this. I can't do this. And all that kept coming to me was, you have to do this. You have to do this. And I'm like, well, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I was like, you have to do this. And then I got to the point where, okay, if I've got to do it, how do I do it without feeling like this? Because I was feeling it, I was seeing it, it was all the sensations were happening. And the clear message to me was, go to the shopping centre tomorrow and walk through that shopping centre until you can train yourself to turn it on and off. So I was at the shopping centre for a couple of hours going, now I want to see it, now I don't. Now I want to see it, now I don't. Now I want to see it. Now I don't. And I continually did that for a couple of hours in the shopping centre until I got to the point where when I said, oh, now I want to see it, I'd see it. When I said, now I don't, it was gone. That was my training on how to switch it off and socialising. But even now, if I can be with people and I'm always open, and I'm always, I feel like I've trained my body, my being, and my spirit enough to know when to turn on and turn off. But I'll have things come up with people, and I'll just ask, is this relevant now? Can I do anything with this now? No. Okay. Well, move it on, please. Yeah. Margarita. You're not being selfish, firstly, because everyone else is asking questions, and that is fine. How can I shrink my meningioma, typically benign brain tumor? I've been working on it for 4 years, but it's still growing. Can I? There's a bit in this, Margarita. So, can I invite you to drop that as a, if you're open to it and you shared it in this video, please drop that in as a post in the group, and I'll come to it at some point over the weekend, and I'll put all the detail in there for you. Yeah, because there is ways that you can shrink it and you can deal with it and you can move beyond it, but there is a lot of detail in them, and it'll take me a good 10 or 15 minutes to go through that detail here. So I prefer to just put it in a post. That way you've got it and everyone else has got it as well. Yeah. Yeah. So at the moment, we're doing them once a month. Uh, but if you create a post and I get enough people with a special request to do one before another month, or at a certain time, and when I say enough, I need 20 people to commit. Then I'm happy to drop something in there. So please feel free to start that post up and get that happening. Alrighty, coming to a close. Happy to help, Denise. Ivy, quickly, I'm not going to go deep into guidance with it, but all the cup to have my hemorrhoids shrunk or do I need surgery? You can shrink them. Hand on heart, you can shrink it. Yeah. It will take time. I'm getting between 6 to 8 months, but you can shrink it. Please, again, drop that comment in the group as a post, and I'll get to it and answer that. So anyone that's asking stuff through here, and I'm not getting to it because we are coming to a close now, please drop your questions in as a post into the group. Excuse me. Just have a drink of water first before I go through this. Too much talking. Yeah, please drop your questions in the group as a post, and I will get to them and answer them. And no, any question you've got, always drop them in the group. I'm always getting in there when I can to provide answers and do stuff like that, because for me, I truly just want to see everyone healthy and enjoying life. And there's so much wisdom to be shared. I'm here to share it, and I know that by sharing this wisdom, there'll be people here that will want to come on the journey and learn how to become an intuitive healing practitioner in the way that I do it, and also doing the medical intuition work, and they'll come on to our courses and onto the program. So, but in terms of helping people, I'm just here to spread the wisdom, spread the information. So please drop any questions you have around health and stuff in the group, and when I get an opportunity, I will get to it, I will answer it, and I will give you guidance that will support you too. break through what's happening for yourself, a loved one, or those around you. Yeah, that's great, Kathy. I'm really happy for yourself. Happy, Akura. Happy to share. Happy to be here sharing this wisdom. It's coming through me, and everyone here watching this has a capability of this wisdom and their own type of wisdom coming through, and they're just got to make the commitment to clear their bodies energetically and physically. Uh, and I will mention too, I'm positive, I'm sure most of you are on our email list. If you're not, please get on it. Just connect with Eve or Megan in the group to give them your email, because there's a lot of people here that are talking about healing stuff, and while I'm not doing one-on-one treatments anymore, I'm just focusing on, at the moment, I'm focusing on bringing through and training people up to open their intuition up so they can support people, because that's where I'm growing towards with the intuitive hospital, which I'm building towards creating. So I need to really get those people, solid people underneath me that can support me with healings and the medical intuition work. So then when I'm at a point of getting that hospital up and going, that we can have people there to support and be treating and things like that. So, and once I do get that facility, well, then I'll open myself back up to doing more treatments, because people will come in home there, and I'll have the support around me to be able to help with treatment and guidance for people and stuff like that as well. Uh, but on that, talking about the email list, if you're not on the email list, get on it, because the team and I came up with something that we feel is very, valuable to everyone. And what we've done, because we understand people want healing, I've got high demand of people wanting to get to me to do scans and healing and stuff, and I just don't have the space for it at the moment because of where I'm focusing on. That's why I'm just giving away all this stuff to you in the group where and when I can. Um, what I have done though is, because our medical intuition online course, we're going through the premier course now, and it's going to be launched in September. So what the team and I have decided is that to give people access to me one-on-one to help through healing, is that we're going to give away a 15-day healing process and program one-on-one with me, where it's specific guidance to you and what's happening with you. It will be an online psychic body scan, and then there will be online one-on-one contact with me every day, guiding you through, giving you audio processes, written processes, guidance on your nutrition, herbs, and all those types of things. And that we're giving that away as part of people that sign up to and purchase the Medical Intuition online course before it launches to the public, which will be at this stage the 21st of September. Yeah. So, but please know, I know that's still 6 or 7 weeks away. But if you purchase the online course now and you want to start your healing journey with the 15 days of me, that can start as soon as possible. Just working my schedule out with your schedule to get that started and get that happening. So that's something we felt could be of value to everyone, to still have that access to myself, so I can still support people in the one-on-one healing stuff and be really specific to that person. But yeah, we're giving that away as part of, well, basically as a thank you to people who purchased the Medical Intuition online course before it goes live to the public in September. And you can always connect with others that are doing the course at the moment that are in the group, if you want feedback from an outside source, because I'm quite comfortable that they'd be happy to chat to you and give you some feedback on what's in it, what they've experienced from it, because I know there is big shifts that have already happened, and we're only 3/4 of the way through it. So. And on that note, I'll thank you all for coming and joining me tonight. It is always fun sharing with you, ladies and gentlemen, and also I love the questions. Yeah, I love the questions coming through, and I really love the connection that's happening through the community. I love coming in and seeing that we're all helping each other, we're all giving guidance, because it's this community is not just about me, because the reality is there's so many other gifted people in this community that can support you, or that you can, or other people that you can support as well. So please have the confidence and the trust in yourself just to go in there and share any questions you have, share the support you have for people, and if you've got any concerns, always come back to your own experiences. Yeah. So if people are having stuff, just share your own experience connected to that and share it from your point of view. That way you can, that can give you the comfort to know that you're not going to give any wrong or right guidance. You're just there to support. Yeah. Where to find that course? Is that done? Is that the link to the course that you've just put up? If so, I appreciate that. But literally, if you go to our website, uniquecommunity.com.au, you just scroll down and you'll see Medical Intuition online course, and you can click on that and you can go purchase there. Once you purchase, just make a note, just make a post in the Facebook group and say, I've just purchased a Medical Intuition online course, and then one of the team will get in contact with you, if not myself, to arrange and start moving forward with the 15-day healing process tailored to you, specific for you, one-on-one with me and you. Thanks, Trudy. Much appreciated. So Trudy just said, I love the course, best decision I made signing up. Yeah, beautiful. But from my heart to yours, have an enjoyable night, have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you in the group. Please get in, drop your questions in as posts. I'll get to them over the next couple of days. So then, we can keep becoming healthy, keep connecting, keep growing our intuition and enjoying life. Take care. See you all.